The Scottish Parliament met to discuss Scotland's aid agreement with Malawi. EM4 News took time to discuss the process with MSP Liam MacArthur and what the implications were for Scotland and Malawi.
Well, I was very privileged to be part of a cross-party delegation to Malawi back in 2010. It was my first time not just in Malawi but in Africa. And I was astonished by what we saw. We were fortunate in arriving just on the back of the rainy season, and therefore the place was just an explosion of green. What we saw was evidence of the extreme poverty in that country, but also I think a real sense of optimism and a real determination to make things better for the life of all Malawians. I think there was clearly issues in relation to health, particularly for girls and young women. The access to education was an issue right across the board. We were in Lilongwe, the capital in Lilongwe, down to Blantyre in the south. Everywhere we went, the same issues kept arising. Access to better health, access to better education were seen as absolutely pivotal to trying to improve the situation of the life of your average Malawian. The fundraising by one of the junior secondary schools in the small island of Westray in the north of Orkney, that fundraising went into the digging of a borehole and obviously the provision of clean fresh water for a community in Chitengo. There are other initiatives in relation to the community of Ninchisi in the north, where another community group, church-based community group in Orkney has been fundraising in order to support the rollout of solar panel provision of electricity in kind of small packs to a community which is extremely remote, very rural, and where the access to electricity is pretty much non-existent at the moment. So all of these things are at small scale. They don't grab the headlines in the same way as some of the kind of national programmes, but they have a real meaningful impact in the communities they're targeted at. There was a debate at the time about whether or not you try to apply this over a number of different countries or addressing sort of themes, whether health, education or renewables, whatever, in different countries. I think quite rightly there's a recognition that if we spread the jam too thinly, the impact it will have in any location, in any country, is going to be fairly minimal. But there's no doubt that through the historic, the cultural and other ties between Malawi and Scotland, it was an obvious candidate for targeting the bulk of the international development support that we have at our hand. I think going back to obviously the days of David Livingstone, we're about to embark on the bicentenary of David Livingstone's birth next year. And obviously David Livingstone is somebody who through his missionary work and his work as an explorer is somebody who's still held in remarkably high regard in Malawi. You find people who clearly can't have any connection with him, but who are genuinely well versed in what that relationship is with Scotland and David Livingstone's part in it, and a real affection for him.